Welcome to YouTube channel. Myself Dr. E. Komraya, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Sri Rajarajeshwara Government Arts and Science College, Karimnagar, Telangana, India. Today I am going to discuss about Gram-Smith orthogonalization process. That means let us consider a basis, general basis of a subspace W of Rn, that is u1, u2, up is a basis of a subspace. Then we can construct an orthogonal basis by using this process. According to the Gram-Smith orthogonalization process, if suppose u1, u2, up is an basis of a subspace V, then the orthogonal basis is given by u1, u2, u3, un. Let us consider the u1, v1, v1, v2, vn is the orthogonal basis of W, where u1 is equals to v1. u1 is nothing but first vector v1, as easily we can take, and u2 is nothing but u2 is equals to v2 equals to u2 minus u2 dot v1 by v1 dot v1 into v1. This is same as by using the orthogonal projection. Z is equals to y minus y cap. Z is perpendicular to u2, u1, that is v1, like that. And v2 is given by u2 minus u2 dot v1 by v1 dot v1 into v1. And similarly, v3 is given by v3 equals to u3 minus u3 dot v2 by v2 dot v2 into v2, u3 dot v1 by v1 dot v1 into v1. In the similar way, proceeding in this way, we have pth vector is vp equals to up minus v1 by v1, up dot v1 by v1 dot v1 into v1, up dot v2 by v2 dot v2 into v2, minus up to so on, up dot vp minus 1 by vp minus 1 dot vp minus 1 into vp minus 1. This is the procedure for construction of the orthogonal basis by using Gram-Smith orthogonalization process. Here the set v1, v2, vp is called an orthogonal basis for W, and we also have span of v1, v2, v3, vp is equals to span of u1, u2, up for 1 less than or equals to k less than or equals to p. That means both are bases. u1, u2, up is not a basis. It is a basis, but it is not orthogonal. Whereas v1, v2, vp is also another basis, but this is orthogonal basis. That means the vectors, the pairwise vectors are orthogonal to each other. That is u1, u2, up are orthogonal to each other. They are non-zero vectors. They are orthogonal to each other. And one more thing we remember here, this is the orthogonal basis. We can also construct the orthonormal basis. For that, we normalize each of the vectors. That means we normalize v1, means v1 by norm v1, and v2 by norm v2. Similarly, vp by norm vp. Then the set is called orthonormal basis. That is, we can take it as e1, e2, e3, ep is called orthonormal basis, and we can also construct the orthonormal basis by using Gram-Smith orthogonalization process. This is very important in the examination point of view. for long question. And let us take an example. Let us consider an example. u1 equals to 1 1 1 1, u2 equals to 0 1 1 1, u3 equal to 0 0 1 1. Let us take v1 comma v2 comma v3 be an orthogonal basis. This is an orthogonal basis. Now let us consider, now according to the orthogonalization process, the first vector v1 is nothing but u1. That's why v1 is u1 only. And u2, v2 equals to u2 minus u2 dot v1 by v1 dot v1 into v1. Now what is v2 dot v1? v1 is u1. u2 dot u1, v1 is nothing but u2 dot u1 by u1 dot u1. That means dot product of these two. This is nothing but u1. u1 is nothing but v1. v1 dot u2 means dot product of these two. That means 0, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. Numerator is 3 and denominator is v1 dot v1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 4. That means 3 by 4. That means u2 minus 3 by 4 into v1. v1 is 1 1 1 1. That's why we have v2 equals to u2 minus 3 by 4 v1. That is equals to u2 is 0 1 1 1 minus 3 by 4 into 1 1 1 1. By simplifying this, now 0 1 1 1 minus 3 by 4 into 1 1 1 1. This is equal to 0 minus 3 by 4. 1 by 4 is common from all. That is, first one is minus 3 by 4. 1 minus 3 by 4 is 1 by 4. 1 minus 3 by 4 is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 taken as a common. That is equals to minus 3 1 1 1. Now instead of taking v2, this is very important observation, instead of taking v2 as 1 by 4 into minus 3 1 1 1, for further calculation it will be very difficult to find. That's why we can consider, we can replace v2 by simply, without any fractions, by simply v2 is equals to minus 3 1 1 1 only. Still this is perpendicular to u1. You can identify. What is v1? v1 is 1 1 1 1. 1 into minus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. It will be 0. That's why still these two are perpendicular. That's why it is not necessary to consider 1 by 4. That constant value you may omit. For further calculation it will become very easy. Otherwise all fractions will arise, enter, then it is very difficult to solve. Take some more time, extra time it will take. That's why we can take simply v2 as minus 3 1 1 1 only. Then it will be very easy for the calculations. Now let us take v3. v3 is equals to u3 minus u3 dot v1 by v1 dot v1 into v1 minus u3 dot v2 by v2 dot v2 by into v2. What is u3 dot v1? u3 dot v1 is v1 is 1 1 1 1. u3 is this one. That way it will be 2. That's why it is 2 only. 2. v1 dot v1. Already we find v1 dot v1. All ones 1 plus 1 plus 1 it will be 4. 2 by 4 into v1 1 1 1 1 1. And u3 dot v2. What is u3? Minus 3 1 1 1. u2 is this one. v3 u3 is 0 0 1 1. Last two only 1 1 1 1. It will be 2. That's why it is 2. v2 dot v2 minus 3 1 1 1. Then nama v3 u2 dot v2 dot v2. This is v2. This is V2, that's why minus 3 into minus 3, 3, 3 into 3, 9, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, 12. That's why minus 2 by 12. After simplifying all these, we will have 0, 1 by 3 is a common, 0, minus 2, 1 and 1. Here also we can omit this 1 by 3. It is not necessary to take 1 by 3. Still they are perpendicular to each other. V1, V2, V3 are perpendicular to each other. Then the orthogonal basis is V1, V2, V3, where V1 is 1, 1, 1, 1, V2 is minus 3, 1, 1, 1, and V3 is 0. This is V2, this is V3, this is V1. V1 is 1, 1, 1, 1. V2 is minus 3, 1, 1, 1. V3 is 0, minus 2, 1, 1. All these are perpendicular to each other. We have to check. Cross check also. Minus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 0. And for these two, minus 2 plus 1 plus 1, 0. For these two, minus 2 plus 1 plus 1, 0. All are pairwise perpendicular to each other. In this way, we can construct the orthogonal basis of a given subspace. Now, we can also construct orthonormal basis by using these vectors. When we normalize these vectors, then it will become orthonormal basis. Orthonormal basis. Therefore, the first orthonormal vector V1, E1 is given by V1 by norm V1. That is E1 equals to V1 by norm V1. That is norm V1 is square root of 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, square root of 4. It will be 2. That's why it is 1 by 2 into 1, 1, 1, 1. This is the first normalized vector. And the second one is V2 by norm V2. V2 is minus 3, 1, 1, 1. Norm V2 is square root of minus 3 square. Minus 3 square is 9 plus 1 plus 1. It is square root of 12. Square root of 12 is nothing but 2 root 3. 2 root 3 is comes outside. That's why it is 1 by 2 root 3 into minus 3, 1, 1, 1. And last vector E3 is equals to, we can take V3 is 0, minus 2, 1, 1 only. We did not take, it does not take 1 by 3. It is not necessary to take 1 by 3. We may omit it. Then V3 by norm V3 will become, the norm of V3 is 0 square minus 2 square is 4, 4 plus 1 plus 1, it will be 6, square root of 6. That's why it is 1 by root 6 into 0, minus 2, 1, 1. This is the unit vector. All these vectors E1, E2, E3 are pairwise perpendicular, and all these are perpendicular to each other. That's why in this way we can construct the orthogonal basis as well as orthonormal basis of the given subspace whenever the ordinary basis is given to us. This is in the examination point of view. This is very, very important to construct the orthogonal basis. Thank you. In the next class, we are going to discuss with QR factorization. That means we factor a given matrix A into an orthogonal matrix Q and an upper triangular matrix R. That's why A is equals to QR. A is equals to QR. QR factorization. This is very, very important in topic in the linear algebra, where the vectors of Q are orthonormal vectors that are identified by the same as Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process. That means by using the columns of A, we can construct the orthonormal columns, and the columns of Q becomes orthonormal columns of A. That implies Q is a orthogonal matrix. And we can also we can find the upper triangular matrix or by using some suitable formulas that we will discuss in the next class, QR factorization. And then after that we can find the least square approximation method, least square method. That means whenever the system Ax equals to B has inconsistent, least square solution means whenever the system Ax equals to B has no solution, then we will look for a least square solution. That means a best solution. That means Ax minus B is norm Ax minus B is minimum. We look for the solution X such that norm Ax minus B is the minimum. That is that solution is such a solution X is called least square solution. You can also find in the further class we are going to find the least square solution and QR factorization of a matrix. These two also depends upon the orthogonalization process of a basis. Thank you.